Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Toria Serviss. It is my pleasure to have you. So yesterday I got a package in the mail from Smashbox Cosmetics, and they so graciously sent me this Smashbox step-by-step contour kit in shade light medium. So they do have shade light medium, and then they also have medium dark, and this is $35, and it comes with a little brush, a little angled brush, which I'm not sure if I will end up using or not. I guess we'll see how it works when I start to work with the product, and we'll see. Usually brushes that come with products aren't that great, so I'm not going into this with any sort of expectations. Of course, the packaging is always very sleek and shiny and high quality, as with anything with Smashbox I've found. And it has a gorgeous full view mirror in the front, and it's very large so that you can see everything. And then the colors. So it has 3 matte shades. This shade is a cool matte tone, which is used for contouring. And then the second shade is a little bit warmer, but it's also still matte, and you will use this for bronzing and warming up the skin. And then the third matte shade is a highlighting shade that is going to bring light to the center areas of your face. So far, my first impressions are that this looks pretty promising. Let's go ahead and test it out. So I am going to go ahead and contour a little bit on my jawline. I'm dipping into that color again, and I'm just going along my jaw. I like that this color isn't, like, it's pigmented, but it's not so dark that even on lighter people it's going to look nice and natural. Usually these tend to be really, really dark, really gray, and it's just really hard to make it look natural when it's just so pigmented. So I am going to go ahead and contour my nose. I usually have to use a smaller brush than that, so this is the brush that I typically use. It's thin, and it's not like super thin, but it's like slightly fluffy. It's not super dense, so it's not going to pack on a ton of product. But this is one of the Harry Potter wand brushes that I got from my makeup brush set. I will link it in the description bar below. So I'm going to dip into that color again and tap off as much as I possibly can. You can always add more, but it's really hard to take it away. So I'm just going to shorten the tip of my nose a bit, and then use the excess that's on the brush to go down the sides of my nose. And at first I'm just working in a downward motion here. So in my opinion right now, I feel like it does look really gray, and it just literally looks like I put 2 stripes down the sides of my nose. We will see if we can kind of fix that with the bronzer and the highlighting shade to kind of clean up those edges and make them less noticeable. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're just like 2 very prominent stripes down the sides of my nose. And you guys saw how much I used. I tapped off as much as I possibly could, and it still looks like this. So that's kind of freaking me out. I don't know if I would usually use this on my nose, you know, from now on. So I'm going to take my beauty blender and just tap carefully over it to help blend a little bit more. It looks a little bit better. Before I move into that lighter color, I'm going to move into the bronzer shade next. And I don't think that this is going to bode very well if I use this brush, so I'm just going to kind of nix that one and grab a fluffy powder brush, because this seems like something that I want to use a pretty light hand with and slowly build it up. So I'm grabbing this wand ball powder brush by It Cosmetics, and I'm just going to tap into the side of the bronzer shade, but I'm just going to build up that color. So I'm just going to start at the back by my hairline and work my way forward. Sometimes I like to just kind of pat the color on as well and then start to blend it out so that I don't disturb any of my foundation. I'm just going to kind of use it on half my face and then apply it to the other half so that you can kind of compare. Okay, it's coming along. I don't hate it. Why does this part of my face look so white though right now? I'm just going to kind of blend it down here too. Yeah, I like it. It's not orange. It looks like a natural bronzy color. It's not too red. It's not too brown. It just looks like almost like a more tan foundation color. Like if you used a foundation to contour your face, it looks that natural. Like I really, really like it. It's not patchy. It applies really well. It's buildable. Bronze my ear a little bit. So now I'll show you guys the difference. I'm sure you guys can even see it just from looking at me straight on. This side looks much more sculpted and this side looks a lot more flat. So I really do like it. It's adding a really nice natural dimension to my face. God, I like this so much. I'm like really, really surprised. I never like any other contour powders, bronzers, and I'm really running out of the bronzer that I'm currently using, so thanks for that, Smashbox. Like, I wish that this bronzer, maybe it does, I don't know, but I wish that this bronzer came in a single pan. Like, just a giant bronzer. Ugh. Ooh, that looks so good. That looks so good, though. Let's try out this lighter shade. So I want to cut out that, I want that cut, you know? So I'm taking this flat bottom brush. I don't know what to call this. Flat topped, just like contour cutting brush. Okay, so I'm just going to dip into the lightest shade. I think this is mostly what I would use this lighter shade for, and possibly cleaning up my nose contour, but I don't think that I would use it like in the centers of my face. I feel like when I add too much powder, then it gets really cakey looking, so I don't love doing that, but I will try it today just for this video's sake. So I'm going to go right underneath and try swiping. Okay, okay, I see you. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. And I'm just gonna bring it over here because I get like dark right here. I don't like that. Like, how good does that look right now? Obviously, I'm gonna take some off, but I think I want my jawline to stick out a little bit more too, so I'm just gonna take it down here. I don't want to add it right up underneath my eyes because my under eyes tend to get really dry really quick, so I like to keep that area as free of powder as possible and just use the smallest amount I possibly can. So I'm not going to go up there, but I am going to bring it onto like these little dips in the side of my face. I hate these so much, but I just like to, you know, lighten them up a little bit. Let's go ahead and fix that nose. I wish I could actually see what I'm doing. I guess I need to use my other hand. I'm not right-handed at all. This is so hard. Okay, and then I'm going to take a fluffy powder brush. This one doesn't have anything on it. It's a little dirty, but there's nothing. So, and then I'm going to kind of buff this away. Wow. So this powder actually looks really, really natural on my skin. Like, usually you can see it kind of cakes up or like makes weird, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, usually when powders like this, I put them on my skin, they almost like cake up the foundation under it, and you can see, like, I don't even have dry skin, but it almost looks like dry skin where it's like separating in certain areas, but this looks so smooth and so flawless, and it feels like nothing. Like, the formula of this is so good. So my nose also looks way better. I think that using this light color along with the contour shade really saved me. So here I am zoomed in. Nose looks good, right? It looks a lot better. Yes, Smashbox, come through for your girl. So I think that is it for me playing with this right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish off my face with a little bit of blush and highlight, and then I will be right back. So overall, I give this Smashbox Powder Contour All-in-One palette an 8 out of 10, and I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm giving it an 8 just because of little things here. I really don't love this brush. I don't think that you need it. I think that you can just use whatever brushes you have, because you can't use this brush to apply every single color in the palette. I'm sure I could have used the light color with this one as well. So I guess, yeah, you can use 2 of them, but you really, I would not personally recommend bronzing with this one because you're going to end up applying way too much. And then the other reason why is because this happens. There's just powder everywhere in here. It's going to be really, really hard to keep clean because it's so shiny. I also wish that this had a more of a matte finish, because as you can see, it's already just covered in fingerprints and this looks dirty. I'm going to have to constantly clean it if I'm going to be using it. So other than that, I love the shades. I think they're amazing. I think that they will definitely work for people very, very light up to medium skin tone. This is me at my tannest, so this is, you know, this worked really, really well for me. It looks really good. I don't really get that super, super tan, so I'd say I'm more of like light medium to the very, very early parts of like medium, but never really like tan, you know. Like if I was using the, I'm just gonna say Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation for example, because I don't use a lot of MAC, so I really don't know what shade I am in that. My shade for Urban Decay right now would probably be between a 3 and a 5. And a lot of people that I work on who are pretty tan are like a 7. So if that gives you any sort of preface to how dark of a skin tone this would work on, I'd say if you are around that range in the Urban Decay shades, that you would be fine using this. Any darker than that, I would use the darker palette. I love the formula of these powders as well. The colors are perfect. They're not too warm, they're not too orange, they're not too gray. They're just perfect in between colors, and they give you a very natural powder contour, which I absolutely love. That is my favorite style of contouring, is just a very natural glowy look, but it's still defined. I also forgot to mention in the intro of this video when I was showing you guys the product that it also comes with a little step-by-step contour kit thing that will show you exactly where to place everything depending on your face shape. So that is a really cool feature in this as well. So overall, I'm very pleasantly surprised at how much I love this product. I'm definitely going to keep using it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you catch all of my future videos. Make sure to also hit that little notification bell down below me, because that will tell you when I upload, and you guys will be able to see the videos first. So thanks again so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!